The seated Liberty is the second longest tenured half dollar in the history of the United States Mint. And for seated Liberty half dollar collectors, no coins are more sought after in the series than those with the rare O Mint mark that were struck at our nation's only southern mint down in New Orleans. These stunning silver half dollars were rediscovered at a local coin show that we were at, and thanks to that lucky find, we can bring them back at one of our best prices ever, less than $90 per coin, for a 162-year-old, at least, living, breathing piece of United States Mint history. These stunning O Mint silver half dollars are item number 905-5100. It's 905-5100, and at just $89.95 per coin, we are more than $85 less than our nearest competitor is asking for a random date, random mint seated Liberty half dollar. They want over $175 for a random date, random mint, random design seated Liberty half dollar. We have the rare New Orleans mint mark seated Liberty half dollars for more than $85 less at just $89.95 each. You can call in at 1-866-518-5933, or you can head over to our website, abccoins.com. Head to the search bar on the right-hand side of the page and put 905-5100. It's 905-5100. And for less than $90 per coin, you can have a 162-year-old silver half dollar struck by our nation's only southern mint down in New Orleans for more than $85 less than our nearest competitor. Now, the seated Liberty half dollar is a coin I like to call a modern day collecting secret, because despite its status as the second longest tenured half dollar in U.S. mint history, struck for 53 years from 1839 all the way until 1891, they are largely forgotten about. And when you compare them to modern day half dollars, you can kind of see why. Across every single year of issue, every single mint, all added together, they would strike 155,210,821 seated Liberty half dollars. And that's across all 53 years of issue, every single mint added together. If we compare that to just the 1964 Kennedy half dollars that were struck for circulation, the Philadelphia and Denver mint uncirculated, you'll see why I call these modern day collecting secrets. In 1964, the Denver Mint would strike by itself 156.2 million total half dollars. So the Denver Mint alone in 1964 struck 1 million more coins than the entire seated Liberty half dollar series combined. When you added them both together, the P and D Mint issues, the seated Liberty half dollar series as a whole is almost 3 times rarer than the 64 uncirculated Kennedy half dollars. That is true rarity. But when we're talking about the seated Liberty half dollars, it's the coins struck by the New Orleans Mint that are the most sought after of all. And that's because the New Orleans Mint would strike just 49,642,737 total coins. And that's because the New Orleans Mint would strike this coin for only 22 of the 53 years that the series ran. It would be struck from 1840 and all the way until 1861, where the New Orleans Mint would stop striking this special half dollar. With that 49 million compared to the 155 million, it means that these O Mint seated Liberty half dollars are at least 3 times rarer than other seated Liberty half dollars struck by the U.S. Mint that year. And these coins are very hard to find today. Let's go back to the original entirety of the seated Liberty population. 155.2 million total coins struck across the whole 53-year run. If you look at NGC and PCGS's population reports today, across every single year, every single mint mark, they struck 155.2 million total coins. Yet today, just 68,668 are known to exist today in any condition whatsoever. That's from VGs all the way up to stunning MS64s and 5s. Just 68,668 are known to exist today. That's just 1 in every 2,260 seated Liberty half dollars struck are known to exist in this condition or better today. It breaks down to less than 0.5% of the entire mintage. 0.45% of the entirety of the seated Liberty half dollar series is known to still exist today in any condition at all with NGC or PCGS. And that number gets even smaller if we talk about just those New Orleans Mint half dollars. The O mint mark for the seated Liberty half dollar series would strike 49,642,737 total coins. Yet just 15,205 are known to exist today in any condition at all with NGC or PCGS. When you compare that to the 49 million, it breaks down to just 1 in every 3,265 coins struck by the New Orleans Mint in the seated Liberty half dollar series are known to exist today in any condition whatsoever. When you break that down into a percentage, it comes down to less than 1/10 of 1%. We're talking about 0.03% of the entirety of the New Orleans seated Liberty half dollar series. Less than 1/10 of 1%. Less than 1/2 of 1/10 of 1%. Modern day collecting secrets, and they can be all yours for just $89.95 per coin. As I said before, we couldn't find a single competitor offering these rare O mint seated Liberty half dollars. The only thing that we could find was one of our competitors offering a random date, random mint mark, random design seated Liberty half dollar. And they still wanted over $175 for that completely random coin. Now, we are not going to guarantee you any specific date. We will guarantee you that you will receive an O mint mark seated Liberty silver half dollar for just $89.95 each. At that price, we are more than $85 less than our competitors' random coins. So you are not only getting a significantly rarer coin. When we compare the population reports of the seated Liberty half dollar series as a whole and just those New Orleans mint mark coins, the O mint mark is 4.5 times rarer by population report today than the other seated Liberty half dollars. And we're more than $85 less than our competitor is asking for one of the random date, random mint coins. That is a value that you are not going to see beaten tonight. A significantly better coin for an even better value than our competition's random date, random mint mark stuff. These are living, breathing pieces of U.S. mint history, and each coin is going to be at least 162 years old. We are less than $90 each at just $89.95, more than $85 less than our nearest competition. With the phone lines completely backed up, it looks like it is time for us to be moving on. If you're on the line right now, do not hang up. We have a few coins left. Make sure you stay on the line and grab this stunning piece of history while you still can. And for everybody else, let's see what we have coming up next.